we want to position it. So using the X and Y, X is your sort of horizontal and Y will be a vertical. So we'll give it 60 and we'll try probably 45. And you can see here, it's showing us which text it's picking up. So you can see it's already showing that it's detecting both the word elimination and it's also detecting the word finishing move. And just ignore my computer's fan here, it's just getting a little loud. And then from here you can set the width. Well, the width is probably fine as it is, and the height is probably also fine. Now we could tune this up a little bit, make it a little bit, in a better position. There we go. And from here, then we select which color we're looking for. Well, we're looking for, yellow, so really we can just make blue 0, and there you go. So the way the colors work, and it'll even show you the color list here. As you adjust these values, you can see that the colors change. So, we've got just looking for green, just looking for red. Yep. But what we want is yellow, which is green and red there. Now you can also adjust the threshold if needed. So already, as I've said, we can already see the text, but if you needed to, you could adjust this to any other value to sort of clear up the image a little bit more if you needed to. For the most part, it should be fine on 42. But if you do need to, for some reason, you can adjust this. And then we enter the text that we're looking for. So for me, I'm looking for finishing move, so I'm going to type that in. And you can see now it's detected finishing move. It goes green when it's detecting the text you're looking for. And it's already started to sort of create a clip here. So we can choose the duration. So let's say I want to keep it for 2 seconds after and about, let's say 10 seconds before. And periodically you might have to remove a couple of these. There we go. And you see now it saved a clip of 12 seconds. So it's already sorted out for us. But if we go back, then we can watch it do its magic. So we'll see in a moment, it'll start detecting the text. In fact, let me start that again. And what I'll do is I'll remove this and we'll start from here. And you'll see in a moment, it will detect the text. And there you go, text detected. And so that's how we create a custom trigger for whatever we want. Now we can also export this trigger. So if you want to share this trigger with the Discord community, which I highly recommend you do if you create something new, click on this export trigger to JSON file, and you'll get a list, this code here. And all you have to do is copy all this code, copy it, and paste it in the custom config channel of the Hype Trigger Discord. Another thing I'll note is one of my use cases for this. So if I import this video here, you'll see that this video contains a whole lot of lobby screens, basically. And what I use this for is I want Hype Trigger to be able to detect the loading screen and begin the clip from there and save everything else. So I actually already have something set up for that. So what I do is I go to the Modern Warfare, because that's what I'm using, and I use the loading screen trigger, which I think has been added now. But what I do with loading screen trigger is I've edited this to be 20 minutes. And that way, because you can set this, whatever number you set here can be longer than the entire video. So you see, there's not 20 minutes worth of video from here on, but I can set 20 minutes here. And what Hype Trigger will do is when it detects the loading screen, it will actually, it'll save the rest of the video. And it's quite useful, very, very useful, in fact. So that's what I use. And yeah, like I said, it works very well. So I'll show you how that works. So the loading screen trigger is actually detecting the word operation, because every loading screen in Modern Warfare has the word operation in it. So I'll go, we'll find the clips and it will do its thing, and you'll see what I mean. So you can see there that it's actually found the game from the loading screen, and it will now say the loading screen onwards. Now, how I normally use this is I'll import 20 clips or 20 videos or so, and I'll just let it go through and do its thing. I select auto export and just let it export to the folder that I want. If I line up this to that, you can see that it's spot on. So it works, and you can see that it's captured all the way to the very end of the video. So it works very, very well for this. It's fantastic. So that's a different use case that, you know, if you don't necessarily want to capture individual clips from a video and you want the entire video, you can actually do that with this. So it's very flexible. You can do all kinds of things. And another little handy thing to know is you don't even necessarily need to do this with just gameplay videos. You could theoretically use this for whatever you wanted. So long as it has text to detect, you can use it. It's fantastic. Now, just some final notes on all of this. I just want to say that I highly recommend that you do join the Hype Trigger Discord. The developer is very active and very open to adding new features and you know, all that sort of thing. So if there's anything you want this program to do, definitely recommend it in the feature requests channel. And also just some final things about some of the extra functionality that I haven't mentioned. Most of it's pretty self-explanatory when you see the different options, but I'll just go through them anyway. So there's an option to save screenshots. So if you want to save a screenshot for the beginning of each trigger, so for this one that I just made here, it would have saved a screenshot at the moment that it triggered with the text. And there's also an auto export when finished. So if you want to, you can, you know, you won't have to press the save clips button. You can just have it automatically export. And then there's this option for samples per second. This is actually new to this version that I'm using now. I haven't messed around with it yet. But what this does is this will adjust the performance to speed ratio, I guess you could call it. And I haven't actually messed with it, like I said, but from my understanding is the more samples per second you do, the more accurate it will be, but the slower it will process the video. So, you know, it's finding that balance. The developer recommends 2 to 3, so, you know, or 1 to 3. So that should probably be fine. But if you need to, that's something you can adjust. Also, you can combine clips that are within 5 seconds of each other. So that's another option. And when you make it a single video with all the clips, you can actually name the clip yourself as well. Other than that, there are some other little extra things as well for more advanced users. If you wanted to, you can create your own JSON files. So as you can see here, there's, you know, a folder full of JSON files. To get to this folder, you just click this button here, this open config folder button, and it will open this folder here. Inside this folder, there's not only existing triggers, but there's also custom configs that you can create as well. So as an example, I'm trying to think of one that I've created that's not already in the game officially. There's a War Thunder one that I was working on. I haven't actually done much on it yet. And I mean, essentially, you know, like what I was showing you earlier, you know, it'll look like this. So that's what this is. And yeah, you can create and share these and import them and whatever else. Really, it's probably easier just to share them on the Discord. But if you needed to for some reason, or you wanted to back them up, or whatever you want to do, you can actually have a JSON file with the config contained inside of it. And if anyone's particularly interested in knowing more about any of this program, how it works or anything like that, just let me know in the comments and I'm happy to make a video explaining anything else that needs to be done. Another thing that's handy to know for troubleshooting purposes, and I'll go through a little bit of quick troubleshooting here. And sorry about my computer getting loud again. It's getting warm. If you're stuck with the colors, not only can you know, get the color exactly right, but if you need to, you can sort of just adjust this by 10. So, you know, if you you know, need to fine tune it, you can try, you know, 45. If that doesn't work, try 35, you know, and so on. It can be pretty handy to sort of troubleshoot. You'll generally find that the closer you can get this color to the color of your text, the better it's going to be. So as you can see, you know, sometimes it can struggle. So if I was to put this to a lower value, and now it's at a point where I can't detect it anymore. So that's that, just adjusting this by small increments as you go if you're trying to troubleshoot what's going on with the text, you know, and you can do this with any of them and sort of figure out, you know, what's the best for it. But for the most part, so long as this color here matches this, then you're all good. Another thing to note is the threshold value. I usually don't change this if I don't need to, but when I do, I usually find between 32 and 42 works best. And you can adjust this however you like, but just note that it will quite quickly change the readability of the text. And in some cases, it can improve it, in other cases it won't. But 42 is usually pretty good. Other than that, I can't think of a lot more that really needs to be said. There's a few other little extra things, that you can clear the entire clip selection, and you can also clear the clip that you've got imported as well. And one more thing to note that I didn't mention before is enabling and disabling. It's pretty simple. Just click the little button. That's pretty self-explanatory there. Beyond that, that's pretty much it. That's how to use this program. Like I said, if you have any questions, either write them in the comments, or I highly recommend that you join the Discord and ask there. There's a great community there, and like I said, the dev's fantastic and very open and willing to help out. So yeah. Well, I hope you found this useful, and I hope to see you in the Discord.